Hi, my name is Manuela Powidayko. I work in the zoning division as an assistant urban designer.
Hi, my name is Mary Kimball. I'm the Senior Resiliency Manager in the Waterfront and Open Space Division. And I work on long-term planning for the city's waterfront on issues like coastal resiliency, but also public access. And a lot of our work recently has been involved on the zoning for flood resiliency text amendment. So our work here at City Planning is really part of a broader citywide plan across many different agencies to address climate resiliency throughout the city, part of the One NYC plan. And so while other agencies are focused on coastal protection or building code or flood insurance reform, our role really specifically is to the buildings and to the zoning and land use planning. So immediately after Sandy, City Planning worked on a temporary zoning text amendment for the floodplain. This was intended to advance the recovery process after Sandy, to make sure that buildings could be rebuilt and designed to be resilient in the case of future floods. The text was only adopted on an interim temporary basis, so we really always intended to go back, make it permanent, and also advance it based on other things that we learned. And so in the time since, we've been working on a host of different studies, different neighborhood-based studies, as well as different citywide studies looking at particular land uses within the floodplain as well. And then we've been working on bringing that all of that research and all of those lessons learned into a future project to update the zoning for the floodplain citywide. And that's what Manuela really works on day to day, every minute.
Exactly. The Zoning for Flood Resilience project is trying to encourage homeowners and building owners in the floodplain to retrofit or build to resilient standards, so the city is better prepared for the next storm, if there is one. So our effort here at City Planning is really to advance building scale resiliency, and one of the main ways you can achieve that is by flood-proofing your building. You can achieve that by either elevating the building, or an attached structure or a bigger multifamily building can also add flood vents into the ground floor to allow for that water to come in and out. And that strategy is costly but very efficient to achieve resiliency. And one of the things we have to do in the zoning is to allow for more flexibility in regards to floor area calculations and height allowances to allow buildings to be elevated or implement this wet flow proofing method.
Yeah, so what we work on a lot together is the outreach process for this upcoming citywide zoning text amendment. So it affects almost every community board in the city.
And I guess one of the greatest experiences I had so far here was to engage with the Waterfront Division and others here in the agency, the urban designers here, to tailor a workshop method that could really empower communities to understand how these policies and zoning regulations work. So we came up with this workshop that allows neighbors to develop or show how their existing building is and what would be the methods to add resiliency to their buildings and what would be the impediments within this very complicated regulatory framework. And with that, we were able to really understand each particular issue for each individual and incorporate that into the project that we want to advance in the near term future.